Dr. Ben Song risked everything when he used the Quantum Leap Accelerator to travel back in time. Now our team's working to find out why. As he leaps between bodies with no memory of who he is, he still has one hope. That his next leap takes him back.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Cormorant Productions with my co-host Stacie. And today we are going to be doing the episode rankings according to the fans. This is going to be there's probably going to be less spoilers in this one, but there might be one or two, so just be warned. I would recommend watching this season before watching this video. If you like this podcast and want to support the channel, please like, share, and comment, and please subscribe to our channel. So first off, shout outs to Ashley Wright, Ben Harris, and Kelly. All three of them said Turtle Time.
Yay!
And then Rosebud.
Turtle Time and Rosebud. Thank you for our loyal listeners. And if you do not know what that means, we're not going to tell you here. Go back and listen to our 3-hour recap of season 1.
You know what's really funny is I thought that 3-hour monstrosity would scare people away from watching it, but performance-wise, it got as many views and it got much watch time. It actually did better than most of the regular podcasts that we do. So it performed very well, and I was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, people like listening to us ramble.
I guess so. We have a sad shout-out that Stacie's going to share with us.
Yeah, we've got some condolences to share today. I want to let you know that our thoughts are with Sam Fain from the Fates Wide Wheel podcast after their father's passing this week. Sam, we want you to know that the Quantum Leap family is all here for you and thinking about you during this time. Yes,
we support you as always. Okay, so Mark Davidson also commented. He didn't say either one of the passwords, but I still think he probably watched most of the podcasts. Mark Davidson, who I hope I will be able to get involved in trivia. If you guys, I have Kelly M on Instagram so that I can get her involved when the time is right. And if anybody else would be interested in joining in on that, get in contact with either me or Stacie, and we will get you involved. Mark Davidson, by the way, I'll get his episodes out of the way right away. He had a couple of fave episodes that he mentioned: Friendly Skies, Paging Dr. Song, and Ben Song for the Defense.
Okay, that's an interesting list.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: these lists highly subjective.
Of course. But that's the fun of doing personal rankings, right? Everybody's going to have a different opinion, and that's great.
And for the most part, if you say such and such episode is your favorite episode, it might not be mine. But for the most part, I could probably see your case. I could probably even make it for you.
Right.
With the exception, if you chose the pilot as your favorite episode.
Yeah, we had some people on Facebook who did that, which is a surprise to me, and I wonder if they were just being trolly. I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah, just know
anything's possible.
Just know if you picked that episode, I am judging you a little bit. I am giving you the side eye. All kidding aside, though, if you are one of those people who picked the pilot as your favorite episode, please get in touch with me and make your case, because I am very interested in hearing
why.
Yes.
Maybe they just live in Philadelphia and like that.
It's possible. Who knows? All right, so Kelly had a number of comments from last week. First, she was asking about your 1985 reference that you made towards the beginning of the podcast.
When I was re-listening to the podcast, I was like, what am I even talking about here? My head was, I don't know where.
Yeah, I was confused.
It happens. Okay.
I was confused what you were talking about as well, but I didn't mention it at the time.
It happens. I don't know. It didn't mean anything. It was, my head was broken. There was just way too many thoughts in it and too many leaps in it.
Right. She said I predicted the future when at the 29-minute mark, I joked that it would be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah.
That was in no way my intention, but that is what we ended up with.
At that point, we were planning to keep it about an hour.
Right.
Meaning we were going to do like 2-minute recap on each episode, give our rankings, and that should have brought us right around the hour mark. We failed.
But that's all right, because a couple of people enjoyed our 3-hour marathon. So, she corrected you with how old Ben was during the time frame that you were talking about. I don't quite remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, this was the fact that in What a Disaster, Ben calls his mom in New York. And I had said that Ben and his mom moved to New York when he was 10, and she corrected that he was 9. I was close.
Yeah.
That part was from memory, so I don't think I did too bad. I had no notes on that.
She also said that she liked Adam's history lesson that he gave in SOS and hopes that we'll have him on more. And I know that we are going to have him involved when we do the trivia episodes of this series. When we do the 6 episodes of the trivia. She had the same problem as I do, and I'm sure you do as well, with Janice's supposed lack of involvement in the first 6 episodes of season 2.
Yeah.
And there better be a damn good explanation for that.
I'm very curious how that plays out, because she was right there in the room when we should be picking right back up and seeing whatever Addison's responding to.
I mean, even if there's a time jump, we should still see that moment. So I don't understand why she would not be there unless there's a time change which changed her involvement.
Which doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because that's paradoxical.
Right. So I would like a very good explanation as to why we don't see Janice in this episode. She's like, well, my mission is over. Smell you guys later. I don't know. Okay, so her rankings, which I did worst to best, she said that she did not listen to our podcast before making her rankings so that she would not be influenced by us, which is a good call, Kelly. The first episode is number 18, July 13th, 1985.
Not a surprise.
Exactly the same as us. Number 17 was Stand By Ben, which makes that the same exact placement for me when I Stand By Me for me.
Yeah.
Number 16, Ben's Song for the Fence. The Fence. 15, Let Them Play. 14, Family Style. 13, Friendly Skies. 12, What a Disaster. 11, Atlantis. I believe I had Atlantis at 10. Number 10 was Paging Dr. Song. Number 9, Fellow Travelers. Number 8, A Decent Proposal. Number 7, Someone Out There Likes Ben. Number 6, Salvation or Bust. Number 5, O Ye of Little Faith. Number 4, SOS. Number 3, Leap, Die, Repeat. Number 2, Ben Interrupted. And number 1, Judgment Day.
Yeah.
That's all. She basically said that she didn't really feel strongly for anything other than the top 5.
Yeah, and those are the same as my top 5, I believe.
Different order, but
different order, and very similar to your top 5.
Yes.
You and I only had one difference.
The only difference is I did not include Judgment Day in my top 5. That was at number 7. I had Let Them Play there instead. But, I mean, honestly, Judgment Day easily could have been in my top 5. It could have been, like, number 1.
I think it's one of those episodes, and, well, we'll get to this because we're going to be talking about this next, the Facebook group rankings. It won the Facebook poll. The Facebook question in my Facebook group was, what is your favorite episode? So this isn't necessarily ranking from top to bottom, but it's how many votes did each episode get as this is my favorite episode. Mm-hmm. And Judgment Day won by a landslide. Now, you were saying maybe that was a bias just because
Recency
it was...
bias is what it specifically said.
The last, episode people saw. Well, which, definitely could play into it. I feel like it's one of those episodes that going forward, in 10 years, we watch this series, however many seasons we get, and it probably will be more powerful then. Mm-hmm. Like we might think a little higher of it than we do right now. Not that we think low of it, but...
It's not that I think badly of it. I think it's a great episode, and it easily could have been, right up there. It's just... When I was doing my rankings, that's where it ended up.
Right. I just think that it could be more powerful once we have the full story of this series.
Absolutely.
Because it's one of those ones that's really kind of the connective tissue between our main characters, Unless,
of course, they completely drop some aspects of that story, which would be bad.
Yeah, there's room for this to become something you don't want to remember on rewatch. Like if we forget the fact that there's supposed to be this apocalypse coming.
Right.
That some people are saying, oh yeah, Ben fixed it. It's not going to happen anymore.
Where did that happen?
Yeah, killing Martinez? Question mark on that even?
It's not like Martinez
wouldn't fix the apocalypse.
Right. It's not like he was responsible for the apocalypse.
I think, as I said from the beginning, that this show just might be a little too complicated for a casual viewer. Some casual viewers. Yeah. Not our listeners, of course. Right.
You guys are a smart bunch, of course. Okay, so do you want to go over the fan rankings from your Facebook group?
Yes. Okay, so Facebook group, I didn't tally exactly how many votes it got, but Judgment Day won with 49% of the vote, and that was 34 votes. So we had under 100 votes, that means, but still more than we got, from our questions here.
Right.
All right. So in second place was Leap, Die, Repeat, which was my top one. And that got 17% for 12 votes. The next most popular answer was Let Them Play, which got 8% or 6 votes. And the fourth highest picked episode was Atlantis.
That's interesting.
Which it got 4%, 3 votes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have several episodes that got 2 votes. Those being The Friendly Skies, Ben Interrupted, SOS, Family Style, and July 13th, 1985. That's the only one that surprises me that anybody voted for.
Yeah, I was the one who voted, or I was one of the 2 votes for Ben Interrupted.
Yes, you were.
So I'm glad there was someone that agreed with me. Yeah, the pilot one definitely surprises me.
That surprises me. And it surprised me that wasn't just one person that randomly clicked on it, but 2 people said that.
Right.
And then with 1 vote, we had some love for What a Disaster, O Ye of Little Faith, Stand by Ben, and Fellow Travelers. So someone agreed with me that Stand by Ben wasn't horrible.
See, once again, I don't think that Stand by Ben was horrible. It was a very watchable, entertaining hour of television. It just happened to have a lot of problems.
It did have a lot of problems. I don't argue with it. And that means we had no love, 0 votes for Paging Doctor Song, Ben's Song for the Defense, Someone Up There Likes Ben, Salvation or Bust, or A Decent Proposal. Sorry, Justin Hartley. So we can see there's a lot of varying opinions, which is good.
Yes.
I haven't seen anybody be like, oh my god, I hated that episode, to any of them.
That's because there's no real bad episodes.
Right. The point is that they did a really good job. They did a really good job with this season of television. There are some loose ends that kind of feel like they might get forgotten, and I hope they don't.
Right.
Other than that, I feel like we're in a good place.
Yeah. All right. Any other things that you want to talk about before we conclude this?
Let's just take 1 minute to talk about other things going on in television land.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention at the top that you and I are going to be covering Season 2 of From.
Yes. And we will be posting a just one recap video of everything that happened in Season 1. If you haven't watched From, I highly recommend it. People in the Facebook group were asking, Quantum Leap's on hiatus, what should I be watching? I think From is a great thing to fill the gap. Season 2 is starting on the
23rd, I believe.
20-something.
Yeah,
like in a week.
It's a Sunday.
Like in a week or so, Quantum Leap, or From Season 2 is starting. If you've never heard of From, go watch it. Season 1 can actually be found right now on Amazon Prime. And Season 2 will be airing exclusively on the MGM Plus network. It was formerly Epix. Epix is now being run under the moniker of MGM Plus, and it's a MGM Plus original, the TV show From. And we will be posting, like I said, a recap of Season 1, but go watch it. It's an interesting show. It's very, I think, comparable to Lost, which everybody either loved Lost or hated Lost. Everyone has strong opinions on that. I don't know yet where this show is going, so I can't say for sure if it's going to pull it off, but Season 1 leaves me very eager to see where the mystery's going with this show.
I checked this show out on Stacie's recommendation. I currently finished episode 7, so I still have to watch a couple episodes before I can actually do a podcast on the Season 2. But yeah, I like the series so far. I like some of the characters, not all of them. Some of them are a little bland. Like, I don't really like the characters, the husband and wife character that we meet at the start of the series.
Okay.
Okay, so you can ask, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Since, we're already talking about this. The sheriff.
Yes.
They happen upon this couple who's now getting stuck into this town.
Yeah.
The sheriff knows they're stuck, but lets them continue on and try to leave.
So,
why does he do that?
The way I see it is, they've been through this a lot. Spoiler alerts, we're talking about the show a little bit now.
Yeah, why not?
I won't give too many details, but I get the impression that they've done this a lot, you know, as every person comes, they've relived this day as each of these characters have come to town. And he needs them to see for themselves that you can't leave. If I tell you you can't leave, you're probably not going to believe me. So he needs them to do everything they can before telling them what's really going on.
You know what? That makes complete sense. Like, if he had just told them, yeah, you're stuck here, they probably wouldn't believe them and tried to leave anyway.
Right.
So you might as well have just let them go through this process and figure it out on their own.
Let them get to the point where they're coming to you for answers, and then you can give them the answers.
That makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, I'm up to episode 7. Episode 7 was brutal.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. I thought all of them were going to die. Thankfully, that didn't turn out to be the case. But there's a ton of great moments in that episode.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's actually my favorite episode of the season.
So this show, it's one of that, you know, there's really like tons and tons of little tiny details. I think this time I'm rewatching it, taking notes for doing a recap. I think this is my 5th time watching it. It's either 4th or 5th. Because I watched it by myself. I watched it with my mom. I watched it with Adam. I'm pretty sure I did a rewatch by myself before. Now I'm rewatching it to just remember all the details ahead of season 2. It's one of those shows that I feel like you can watch it over and over again and see something totally different every time. It's not necessarily a time travel show. In fact, as far as I know, there's no time elements to it. There could be in the overall story. We don't really know yet, still, after one season, what the heck is going on in this show. But not a time travel show. But it is science fiction-y. And it's because people were asking, what are your other recommendations for time travel and good sci-fi shows that people could be watching during the Quantum Leap hiatus?
And so, yes, we will be covering that show on top of everything else that we will be doing. We'll still be talking about the original series. We'll be doing our trivia episodes. Eventually, we're going to get trivia going with the fans. Not totally sure how that's going to work yet. I think Stacie has more of an idea about that than I do at this point.
It's not happening quick. We're busy. There's a lot going on, but we'll get there.
We certainly don't lack for ambition.
Yeah, we've got time. We have a lot of time before September gets here. Okay.
Yep. And so, what else do you got?
I was just gonna say, you know, some other shows that people could check out that are more time travel related. There's Timeless. I've mentioned that a lot. There's 2 seasons of that. Definitely watch that one if you haven't. 2 seasons of Timeless.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was canceled after season 1. We brought it back for season 2. They canceled it after season 2. They brought it back for like a reunion episode, which became the new finale of season 2. It's packaged as part of season 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's sad that one ended. It's a great time travel show, though. And it actually reminds me a lot of the revival of Quantum Leap, as far as, you know, like the way we've got the back and forth between the history and the stuff going on at the project. That's kind of the setup of Timeless. The big difference is Timeless, they're not stranded in time. They go back home after each adventure.
Gotcha.
But we're spending equal amount of time between the time team that's traveling through time and the stuff going on back at home base, if you will.
Okay.
And let's see, what else? What other great time travel shows do we got? Original Quantum Leap, of course, which we're going to continue to talk about.
You know, a show that you put me on a long time ago was Being Erica.
You know what's funny? I was actually going to mention that, and my brain hadn't gotten there yet. I was just listening to the Being Erica soundtrack right before you got here today.
Oh, yeah?
It was on my mind, and I was thinking, you know, that's a great show. I'm ready for a revival or a reunion special or even a remake of that story. Being Erica is a great time travel show. It's a little different. It's more along the lines of, like, she leaps, if you will, into herself at different ages, and she has this chance to kind of address some regrets that she has in her life. And they take the stand that nothing really changes. You know, she does things differently, and she deals with these regrets, and then the big bottom line is it's that these things aren't affecting your life. They're affecting your mind, but they're not affecting who you are in general. So it's a little bit different, but it is time travel-y, and it's fun.
Yeah. I'm not even sure where that's available now. I used to be able to watch it on Hulu, but I don't think you can do that anymore.
It was on Hulu last I saw it, so I'm not sure. I don't know. time travel, I'm just seeing now, I meant to mention, Dave did a little time traveling today.
Oh, yes?
He comes walking into my house today to do this recording, and he's carrying this bottle of clearly Canadian cherry.
Wild cherry.
Wild cherry. That's a blast from the past. I see that mentioned in like the Facebook group. What is it? I'm in, like Child of the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
They show that a lot.
I used to drink that pretty regularly when I was 10 years old. When I went to Cumberland Farms today, I happened to see a bottle. I'm like, I'm totally gonna buy that. That's like going back to my childhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was pretty fun, and it's good if you like clearly Canadian or did in the past.
Does it taste the same as you remember it?
I think so, but I'm not totally sure. To be honest, I don't remember what my 10-year-old self tasted back then.
Yeah, right.
So I couldn't really tell you, but it tastes similar. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. And real quick, the other time travel suggestions I've mentioned in the past is Travelers and 12 Monkeys.
Yes, 12 Monkeys actually originated as a movie starring Bruce Willis.
I didn't like the movie so much.
You didn't?
The TV show is very different from the movie.
Yeah.
The only real link is like a lot of the characters have the same names.
Mm-hmm. I actually really liked the movie, but Terry Gilliam, who directed that movie, is very much an acquired taste. The guy who show ran that series, Terry Matalas, is actually responsible for this season's Star Trek Picard as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a connection there. I haven't actually checked out the series, but I did see the movie.
I really like that series.
Yeah.
Both of those series, Travelers and 12 Monkeys, are time travel stories where the characters traveling in time are from the future and our existence is the past that they're traveling to. And both happen to be an apocalyptic future, and they somehow, during the apocalyptic fallout that they are living in, invented time travel, which seems really silly is how it always plays out. And they've come back to their past, which is our present, to try and save the world.
Well, sounds like a good show.
Yeah, I mean, that's both those shows. I mean, they're very different shows, but that's the basis of the time travel.
I mean,
in both of them.
It seems like almost everything is about saving.
Yeah, everything that is future, like, Terminator.
I mean, that's kind of why I like Quantum Leap. It's not about saving the world all the time. Although,
except we might be now.
Right.
We might be.
But we have those smaller.
Even if we're
intimate...
going in that direction, I don't think it's going to become all encompassing.
I mean, the showrunner Martin Guerrero is saying that the personal stories are going to get more focused next year, as opposed to this season. And it wasn't even really that bad during this season. There were still the personal stories that were there.
Yeah.
But those stories are going to continue in season 2, so it's not all going to be about the world ending. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. So I think we've blabbered on long enough for this one.
Yep. And that was only 20-something minutes, so not bad. Okay, so Stacie can be reached at?
I can be reached on Twitter at TVN Coupon Talk.
If you like this channel and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can join my Core Productions Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join Stacie's Quantum Leap page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee, which is a new way to support content creators such as myself. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribing to my channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Core Productions, signing off.